Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we're going to solve Cambridge O-Level Economics Paper 1 multiple choice questions. We have 30 marks for this paper and allocated time for this paper is 45 minutes, and for the session of October-November 2023 we have the subject code 202281 and the variant is 12. So we're gonna solve this paper. Okay, question number 1, which statement is correct? Economic goods are not scarce. This is the wrong option. Economic goods are actually limited. Economic goods have no opportunity. No, only free goods do not have opportunity cost. So economic goods do have opportunity cost. Free goods are, so no, free goods are never scarce. Free goods have no opportunity cost. Yes, this is the right option. Option D is the right. Question number 2, the economy of the country X is always on its production possibility curve PPC. When will the good and services produced by the country X become more scarce? When the PPC and the population size. Okay, we note that when the population possibility production possibility curve PPC shifts to the left, it means that the sources have the limitation and scarcity is the concept of scarcity is available. So it is the option number A that is the correct. The only option that is showing that PPC is on the left is option number A. All other, and also this is due to the increase in the population size, so our PPC would shift to the left. So it means that option number A is correct. What is capital? The ability to organize the factor of production. No, this is not. This is the concept of enterprise, not the concept of capital. The energy used in the production. No, again this is wrong. The factory used in the production. Yes, factory is obviously considered as a capital. And the money invested in a firm. No, this is an asset. This is not considered as capital. Question number 4, what are the features of a market economy? Private ownership of factor. Yes, obviously private ownership is required, so option number C and D are the correct option over here. So we have to check other two options. Public ownership of factors. No, public ownership doesn't require, so option C and A are correct for it. And government allocation. No, government allocation is not for it, so option number C is the right option for question number 4. Now we will move to the question number 5. Okay, public transports and cars are suitable goods, substitute goods. The price of public transport rises. What will happen for the demand of the cars? We know that the public transport and cars are the substitute products. When the prices of the public transport rises, then the obviously demand of car will also rise. So what will the demand? It will contract, it will expand, it will decrease, or it will increase. Obviously when the price of the substitute is increased, so the demand for the other substitute product is increased. So the option number D is the right option. Question number 5, because they are the close substitutes and substitute are known price factor. So when the public transport price rises, the demand for the car would also increase. Now we will move to the question number 6. The market. Okay, the market of four products are in equilibrium. The table gives the value for the price elasticity of supply PES for each product. the demand for each product shifts to the right by 5,000 unit of all the prices. Which product will have the largest price increase? So first we have to for the explanation I will show. This is the graph for the price uh, perfectly inelastic supply, and this is the graph for inelastic, and this is the graph for unitary elastic where there is equal in change, and this is the graph for elasticity. So which factor the question is demanding for each product of that shift to the right by 5,000 units. So we know that the demand for each product shift to the unit at all prices. It means price doesn't matter. Over here for of graph number 1 we can see that price doesn't matter, and for all the prices it will have the same supply. So option number A would be the right option as it is independent of price. Now we will move to the question number 7. What is the true value of the price elasticity of demand for the product if total revenue remains the same when the price is reduced? It means that PED for a product, if total revenue remains the same when the price level is reduced. We know that it only happens in unitary elasticity demand. So unitary elasticity demand, the demand is of 1, so option number 1 is the correct. Why D option is correct? The PED for a producer if total revenue remain the same when the price is reduced. It means that change in price doesn't affecting the change in the price level. So it means that factor is unitary. That's why the answer is 1. Now we will move to the question number 8. The owner of a hotel in Malaysia finds that the price elasticity of demand for accommodation in the area is minus 1.7. Ignores the sign of minus 1.7. We know that 1.7 is greater than 1, so it is elastic. And we also know that when the price of elasticity, if the hotel owner decreases the price of room by 5%, the price is decreasing, automatically the demand will increase. So these two options are wrong because in here the demand is decreasing. Now we have to choose from the option number C and D. We know that percentage for the elasticity demand, percentage change in quantity demand is always greater than change in level of price. So the change was 5% and the greater, it should be greater than 5%. The option number D is the right answer. I hope you would have get the concept of this. Now we will move to the question number 9. Good weather results in an increase in demand for the tomatoes. It also increase in the supply of tomatoes. What must be a result of this? The question is asking that when the weather is good, the increase in the demand is rising for the tomato. It also increases the supply of tomatoes. It also increases the supply of tomatoes. So what must be the result of this? Okay, the price of tomato will fall. No, because its supply is increasing, the price of tomato will rise. Yes, this could be the factor, and the quantity of tomato traded will fall. No, the quantity of tomato traded will rise. Option B and D are the close option here. Option A and C are wrong. So we have to decide which option is correct. We note that equilibrium, when this happens, no change in price will take place. So equilibrium will shift, but the change in price will not shift. Uh, it only happen like that. First equilibrium was, if this was the price, this was the supply line, and if we plot demand curve, this is this, and again demand, the new equilibrium will have the same level of price, but demand is increased. So option number D is the right answer here. Okay, now we will move to the question number 10. What causes a change in the price of the product in a free market economy? Free market economy, a change in demand and supply condition. Yes, free market economy is affected by the change in demand and supply conditions. So this was an easy MCQ. Now we will move question number 11. The way of marketing and receiving payments continue to develop. Payments can be made from using smartphone as well as cash, debit cards and credit card. Which method for paying for products provide no information to seller about their customer? Cash will not provide any information because debit cards carry the information, credit card also carry the information, smartphones also carries the information. So the only option correct is cash, which cannot be traced back to its source. So option number A is the right answer. You have to read carefully the requirement, which was asking no information to seller about their customer. When you are receiving the cash, you cannot say which customer have given you that piece of cash, but credit card, debit card and smartphones have their receipts attached with it and information, so they do carry information. Moving to the next question. In most countries, which organization control the banking system? It is a central bank, which is the bank of all banks. So option number A is the right answer. Now moving to the question number 13, which is not a reason for the difference in the earnings of airline pilots in a particular country? Which is not a reason. Again, we have to read carefully, which is not the reason. We know that bargaining power of employees, it is a reason. Discrimination, it is also a reason. Government of policies, but inflation is not the reason of earning of airline pilots in particular country. So option number D is the right answer, because we have to choose which reason does not affect. Okay, moving to the question number 14. Question number 14 is example of conglomerate integration, in which one business buy another type of business. In here we can see that airline business acquiring an online clothing company. What is the advantage of such a move by the airline? So we need to figure out the point that is valid for only for the conglomerate integration. To diversify their operation, yes, this is the right option, but we read again other option as well. Option number B, to generate economic of scale. Horizontal and vertical integration also produces that. To improve the line of communication. Again, this is the example of horizontal and vertical integration. To increase market share, again market share is increased by the horizontal and vertical integration. The only option A is most valid for the conglomerate integration. That's why we have chosen the option number A. Now we will move to the question number 15. In which type of industry is a firm most likely to form to make a large profit in the short run and in the long run? in the short run. And in the number of firms in the industry, obviously it should be high. Barriers to entry should be high, because when the barriers are high, there are very less chances to the new competitor to enter into that market. Now we have to choose from option number A and C. And if number of firms in the industry are many, it means that competition is very high, so less chances of profits are there. So only option C is the correct option when we have only one firm in that industry. Now we will move to the question number 16. Question number 16 is that a firm produces 5 units of output at an average cost of $20 per unit. The cost of the 6th unit is 26. What is the average cost of 6th unit? This is a simple mathematical question. 20 multiplied by 5, because 20 is the average cost of 5 units, it would be 100. And the 6th unit cost is 26. 100 plus 26, answer is 126. Now we will divide to calculate the per unit price. 126 divided by 6, the answer would be 21. So option number D is the correct option here. Now we will move to the question number 17. What is an example of government macroeconomic policy? Government macroeconomic policy: increasing the money supply. Yes, this money supply is linked with macro policy, but we will read other option as well. Preventing price, and it is only hitting a particular industry, so it's the micro. Removing a monopoly barrier, it is a micro. Setting a maximum price for wheat, it is also impacting only one type of industry, so this is a microeconomic policy, not a macroeconomic policy. So option number A is gonna affect all kinds of companies, firms and industries. So option number A is the correct for macroeconomic policy. Now we will move to the question number 18. Why would devaluing the international value of an economy's currency help to reduce unemployment? Okay, when you devalue international exchange rate or economy, you want to improve your exports and you want to reduce imports. So you want to rise export and you want to reduce import to reduce the unemployment. So this we're gonna read the options that are given. Option number A, devaluing the currency would increase the cost of production. No, it will decrease the cost of production. So this is a wrong option. Devaluing the currency would increase the confidence of investor. Again, it will not help. The devaluing the currency would increase the foreign demand for domestic products. Yes, this was the purpose of it. We want to increase our export. So option number C is correct. But we will read the option number D as well. Devaluing the currency would increase the demand for the imports. No, it will decrease, not increase. So option number D is also incorrect. Now we will move to the question number 19. Question number 19 is that what is likely to happen when the rate of interest increases? Okay, when the rate of interest increases, consumer spending increases. No, it's a vice versa. Consumer spending reduces. Contracts, firms buy fewer machines. Yes, because rate of interest is increasing from buy. People hold more cash. No, people invest, because so they could earn from rate of interest. Savers earn low reward. No, saver earns high reward. So this is the wrong option. Only correct option here is B option. So question number 19 answer is B. Now we will move to the question number 20. Question number 20 is that what is not a supply side policy measure? It's control of trade union power, higher indirect taxation, privatization, skill training of worker. Not again, this is a very important point here. Control of trade union power, this is affect the, so but we have to select the no option. High indirect taxation, this is the right option. Privatization, no, it would affect, and skill training for it would also affect the supply, but we need to select the note as supply side policy measure. So you need to write, you need to read your question carefully. Now we will move to the question number 21. 21 is that the table showed the real GDP per head for a country in 2021 and 2022. What is most likely to have changed between 2021 and 2022? We know that 2021 20,000 was there, and 2022 1,000 was added. What is most likely to have changed? So incomes are distributed more evenly. We cannot predict about that. When the population is not given, there were more activity in informal economy. Again, we cannot say from the above data the living standard of some people improved. Yes, because GDP is increased. When GDP is increased, always the living standard improve. The rate of inflation increase. If rate of inflation increase, the increase in GDP cannot be happen. So option number C is the right answer. Now we will move to question number 22. Which change to fiscal policy is most likely to reduce cyclical unemployment in an economy? Cyclical unemployment. Okay. Increase direct taxation. When in direct taxation increase, the demand will reduce. Aggregate demand will reduce. So and the employment rate will increase. So but we want that unemployment should decrease. Increasing the deficit of the budget. When the deficit of the budget is, unemployment will reduce and aggregate demand would increase. So this is the right option. Increasing the budget surplus, again the aggregate demand will fall and unemployment will rise. So this is the wrong. Increase the money supply, this is the wrong option. Now we will move to the question number 23. What must have happened in a country when it experienced an annual rate of inflation of 100%? When the inflation rate is so high, like 100%, the price level is, the money supply is double, the price level half, the purchasing power of money is half. Actually this is the right answer. The purchasing power reduces to half because inflation rate is 100%. You cannot buy the same amount of 100 rupees when you will able to buy previous year with this amount, because it is 100% increase. So the purchasing power will reduce half of it. Now we will move to the question number 24. The Human Department HDI, Human Development Index, can be used to measure human development in countries. Which measure would not be the part of calculation? Inequality of incomes? Yes. Inequality of incomes cannot be a part of, because it is Human Development Index. So option number A is the correct. We need to find which would not be a part of. Life expectancy would be a part. Gross national income per head, it would also be a part. Years of schooling, it would also be a part. So option number A is the correct option. Now we will move to the question number 25. What is most likely consequence of an aging population for a high income economy? There will be a fall in the dependency ratio. Aging population means high for a high income economy. There will be a fall in the dependency ratio. No. There will be a fall in the level of immigration. No. Why they want to move? There will be increase in geographical mobility. It could not be happen because aging is the factor. There will be an increase in spending on healthcare. Yes, and the population is of aging, they would spend more, they would face more health issues. So option number D is the right answer. Now we will move to the question number 26. In some developing countries, a large percentage of population is involved in subsistence farming. There are two kinds of farming. If you have read the geography, you know that one kind of farming is commercial, which you earn for the which you farm for the profit, and other is type of farming is subsistence farming, which is a low scale farming in which you use simple tools, simple machine, and the only purpose of this type of farming is to support your family or friends. The real purpose over here is not for the cash. Okay, now we will read the option. Each farm would be able to produce enough to live on. No, this is the wrong option. Production is unlikely to be kept. Yes, they use the simple tools, so it is not capital intensive. Production will be efficient, no, because they are not using preparing for commercial farming. There will be a high level of trade, no. Subsistence farming is only happen on the small level. So option number B is the correct option. Now we will move to the question number 27. A small country whose only export is the oil decide to reduce substantially at the rate which extracts its all limited resources. Which is most likely? Obviously most likely reason is would be to save the oil for the future generation, to improve the balance of payment in the following year, no. To increase the current government income, no. To maintain future living standard, yes. This is sustainability. So this is the true answer. To raise the level of employment in the oil, no, this is the wrong. Question number 28. Country X believes that country Y is selling at prices below the average cost of production. What does the country X hope to achieve by imposing higher tariff? When country is increasing the tariff, it means they want to discourage the imports. So over here, avoid country Y dumping steel in the country X. That's why they are rising. So option number B is the correct answer. What country does X hope to achieve by using steel? Now we will move to question number 29. Which factor would cause countries' exchange rate to fall? Demand for import increasing. Yes, if you are demand increasing for the import, your exchange rate will deteriorate. So option number A is the correct answer. You don't need to read other option. This is such a hard fact. Now we will move to the question number 30, last MCQs of this paper. Many European firms employ workers from the Philippines. These workers sent part of their income to relative in the Philippines. It means the concept of remittances. In which part of the balance of payment current account of the Philippines would these transactions be recorded? It is primary income, no. It is a yes. It is a secondary income because it is coming as a remittances or trade in goods or trade in say no. This trade in service, no. These are not the valid option. So this is how we have solved this October-November 2023 paper. If you do have any questions regarding this paper or queries, you can ask in the comment. And if you like this, thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel, and if you want to visit in future as well. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.